Hello, people of the internet, it's Amanda. Now, obviously, I didn't want to start any of my videos on such a sad note. However, I do feel like, given that Miura Haruma is one of my favorite actors, he's one of the best actors in his generation, in my opinion, and he's definitely delivered a lot of great movies and TV shows that I myself, as a J-drama fan, love. It's just impossible not to acknowledge that, especially given what happened. For those who don't know, so yesterday he was reported to have passed away. He was 30, and the reported cause was suicide. And for anyone who is triggered by these types of issues, anything like that. So I already tweeted about this last night. I advised people to, if they want to watch the episode of Miman Keisatsu, the latest one, they should probably skip it for now if they're still feeling overwhelmed with the news about Miura, because the episode's topic hits a little bit too close to home to that. Which is eerily coincidental in my opinion as well. So again, unless you're okay to talk about these types of themes and to just discuss this and dissect this in relation to last night's episode, then please keep on watching. Now, if you're uncomfortable with it or anything like that, I highly suggest that you click off. I'll be putting some links down in the description in terms of helplines and anything. So with that said, let's just get on with the video. For episode 4 of Miman Keisatsu Midnight Runner, starring Nakajima Kento and Hirano Sho, the theme surrounds people who are feeling depressed and are expressing that they want to die. A serial killer is taking advantage of these people through social media. Whenever they express this, he poses as a counselor to get closer to them, and then that's when he does his deed, and he makes it out to be suicide so that he wouldn't get caught. The thing with Japanese pop culture is that they've often been open about these types of things, discussing it very glaringly. One of the best dramas that I've seen regarding this topic is San and A-Gumi, which I also did a video of before, starring Suda Masaki and Nagano. And the thing with this is cyberbullying and just suicide in general is such a massive part of their society. And yes, I do love Japanese culture. I express it here on my channel very openly, but at the same time, this is also one of the dark truths of their reality. And oftentimes, they use pop culture and to sort of address these topics. And I feel like this episode of Miman Keisatsu, which is again eerily coincidental, also wants to pinpoint this discussion in a very upfront manner, I guess. Episode revolves around Nohara Sayaka, who is in the police academy, the same with Jiro and Kai. And it was initially implied that she is harboring feelings for Kai, which is Nakajima Kento's character. But then at the same time, she all of negative feelings are boiling down to whether or not she's really good for the police academy. She's not performing well in the tasks that they're doing, anything like that, which eventually led to her tweeting that she wants to die. It was that thing where it was an obvious cry for help. And again, our serial killer, who is played by the this week's episode's special guest Oshinari Shugo, who portrays the role, all of his antagonistic roles are really done well. He just plays that off very nicely on screen, which made it really effective. And he was playing the role of a counselor who wants to talk things through and stuff like that. And yeah. And the thing with this is that this is supposed to be the episode where it zooms in on Honma Kai's potential as a profiler. He goes off, so Jiro doesn't have a lot of visibility in this particular episode. He's more of the support along with the other cast members playing as their classmates in the police academy. I do feel like the other characters were given some spotlights as well, aside from their duo. But again, this episode focuses more on Honma Kai's character. The thing is, I initially, when I said this in my episode 3 video, I was kind of worried as to where they're taking the episodes, because I feel like once they're done with the reference material that they got from the original Korean version, it's kind of hard to like take the story from there. However, for this particular episode, I do feel like they did it well in terms of building up Kai's character and who he's going to be once he graduates as a police officer. So I think that's kind of cool. I like the treatment of this episode, like it zoomed in on a very, again, as I mentioned, very serious topic. But then at the same time, you know, it also delivers the action and the thrill, and even some of the comedic aspects of the episode without it necessarily just being one over the other. There's a good balance of all the elements here. There's even a hint of romance, considering that it was implied that Nohara is actually into Honma Kai's character. One of the things that I felt my heart break over was when Tabata was there and he was about to take off like the cover from Sayaka's eyes after the whole conundrum, and then she mentioned Kai's name, you know, thinking that, you know, well, it was actually Kai who saved her, but at the same time, like, Tabata was the one in front of her who was also implied that he sort of likes her as well. So there's a love triangle thing happening, and then Jiro was sort of just there, stuck, just you know, just comprehending what is going on. So again, this particular episode, especially in light with what just happened yesterday, is definitely like it's another way of Japan to address these types of issues and call out, you know, people who think very differently or very negatively, or just dismiss any signs or calls for help, no matter how subtle or how affront it is. And I sincerely hope that with all these things that they're doing, it really resonates with the audience, because at the end of the day, like, no matter how much pop culture delivers these types of issues and themes, it wouldn't make a difference unless the people who are watching it are actually living the messages that these dramas are putting out there. And I know that I really want to just zoom in and talk about the episode by itself, but because of this certain chronology of events, I just can't help but feel like tie it all together and just talk about this in this manner. Now, overall, I would say that I was pretty pleased with how the episode turned out, especially with my worries when episode 3 finished. I saw the preview for the next episode, and I was pretty excited with that one, because I know that Renbatsu Misako, who I absolutely adore, is going to play Jiro's childhood friend and first love, who also happens to be his brother's ex-girlfriend, apparently. So that's how the narrative is gonna go. So it's an unrequited love type of narrative, I guess, for next episode, with action weaved into it. And then Sakura Dodori is also going to be guest starring in next week's episode, so that's pretty exciting. But I don't know, like, so far I'm really happy with what they did with this entire episode. It was definitely a good follow-up after what happened in episode 2 and 3. And I'm really looking forward to episode 5. And I think that's just how I want to wrap up this video. I know that I'm not as enthusiastic in this particular video as compared to the first ones. I hope to change that in the next episode. I just feel like, given what happened, it's important to just zoom in on the aspect of this episode that is pretty much relevant with what just happened and is relevant in basically every single day of our lives. So yeah, again, so just a reminder to everyone, please always choose kindness. And if you're the person who's in pain or anything. So I hope that you find the help and the comfort that you're looking for. I hope someone gives it to you. I hope that you gain the courage to ask for it as well, because you deserve as much. And yeah, I would just end the video with that. So if you like this video, please give a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and you would want to hear more from me, please hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you're doing well. Your heart is feeling full, and I hope to see you again soon in the next video.